All righty, let's get started. There's only a couple of people here, but that might be it. I'm recording this meeting just so that I can post it later on the listing. So hopefully it'll answer the questions that more people have. There's no real agenda, as I'm very much going to just wing this. We're very busy with a lot of other projects, which is also why we are selling Automatic Backlinks. We haven't been able to give it the love that it deserves over the last many years, really. And I'm an open book. I'm a very honest guy, so feel free to ask anything. There's no hidden things here. I honestly believe this can be a very, very profitable, and it has been in the past, a very profitable project for somebody who has the passion for SEO and for backlinks and for running an online website and then trying to grow it, because it has huge potential in that sense. I think what I will do is I will start by explaining a little bit about how the system works, just on a concept basis. And then I want to show probably what most people will be interested in seeing is the admin part of it. What tools do you as an owner have access to of the actual site? So Automatic Backlinks was conceived many years ago now. Is it like 13 years ago when we launched it? It's gone through several iterations. The last major overhaul we did was about 3 or 4 years ago. It works in the basic manner that everybody can join it for free, and it's free to use. And actually, as an owner, we have tried to encourage just to get free people, because the free people, some of them will convert to paid users, and the free people generate the stock that you're actually selling to the people who are willing to pay for it. I'll explain that a little bit more. So it's a free system that allows you to exchange backlinks. And maybe I should just explain a little bit that backlinks is the single most important thing when it comes to ranking. Google will like to tell you it's a million other things, but it's not. It's the single most important thing, because it's the only thing that the webmaster cannot control themselves. And so way back in many years ago, when it came to search engine optimization, the one who had the let's say you wanted to rank high for cheap car insurance, the one who had the word cheap car insurance the most times written on the page would be the one who ranked the best, right? And then came Google, and they said, no, our way of ranking websites is by looking at the backlinks linking to a website and considering those to be votes for that website. And so they changed how ranking worked, and that was really their main thing. And so the beauty of that is that you can't really just create a lot of backlinks yourself. You have to kind of hope that people will put backlinks to you. Of course, people will intend to make backlinks, and what happened many years ago was that people started emailing each other and saying, hey, if you link to me, I'll link to you, and both of us get higher up in the search engines. But of course, Google could quickly see that, oh, these two websites are linking to each other, so then people started making link triangles. So it's like, hey, if you link to this site, then that site will link to your other side, and then you can link to, and so people, and then it became triangles, and then it became bigger and bigger networks. And that's where the idea came from for Automatic Backlinks. Let's automate that process. So the way it works is that people install a little piece of code on their website. That little piece of code will potentially show backlinks from people in the network. And if a backlink is placed on your page, you earn what we call link credit. So you earn credit in the system that you can then translate to buying link on other people's websites. And it's all managed with, you can set up the topic, the top level domain name you want to place backlinks on, the quality of the page. We use something called Majestic to give every page a quality ranking in the system. And so you can set all these settings, and then you can make what we call a link campaign that allows you to get backlinks that suit you, right? So if you're trying to rank high for cheap car insurance, then you, of course, that should be the words that are in the backlink that link back to your website. And you can then say, I only want to put that on Swedish website of very high quality, or you can say any kind of language, low quality. You can configure that and also set up the topics and stuff like that. The way it works is that if you earn 10 link credit, or no, I should say if it costs 10 link credit to place a backlink on your page, we'll only give you 9. So the buyer of the backlink will pay 10 link credit into the system in order to get his backlink on your page, but you will only receive 9 link credit. And then using those 9 link credit, you can go out and buy a link someplace else. But whoever receives that 9 link credit, or wherever it costs 9 link credit, won't receive. We take 10% of every transaction. And that is how some link credit are saved that are never used in the system, and those link credit we can sell. And so I think actually 10% is too much. It's always been 10%, and it's made with an abundant amount of link credit, because it's really 10% of every sale. So it's 10% of 10%, 10%. So you end up having a lot of inventory that you can sell. And of course, some users, they don't have a good enough quality website to participate, because we only accept websites that has Majestic rank. And if you just launched a new website, it won't have it. You need backlinks to get it. And so some of our users, because they have a new website, they decide to buy link credit in the system in order to get better ranking. And other users, they don't have enough, or they can see the value by just exchanging and earning a little bit of link credit, spending that, and then they decide, oh, this really works well, I want to add some more, and then they buy link credit in the system. You can buy link credit in the system from $20 and up. Currently, our highest paying member pays like $600 for the link credit that they use. But the most common subscription is about 20, 30, 40, something like that, 50, maybe 99. We have a special offer for 99. You get a certain quantity discount when you buy for that. So that's kind of me explaining the concept. Now, unless there's any questions for that, I'll move on to just showing some interface and stuff.
This is Anthony. Just one question. What's the relevance of backlinks now? You developed it 13 years ago. With the developments we've had, social media, even things like AI and ChatGPT and TikTok, all that. What's the relevance now in your own assessment? And I'm asking this because as much as I've tried to study it, I don't think from the moment I saw the listing to now, I can say I've understood that market very well. But you've been in it for some time, so your assessment is important, I guess. Okay.
So I believe that backlinks always will be the most important factor for ranking highly in Google, the most important factor. And the reason is kind of what I was trying to explain in the beginning, that because you cannot affect it. Like if you allow it to be something that the owner of the website can control, such as how many times does the keyword appear, or does it appear in the title, or does it appear in header tags, or those things matter as well, but very little compared to backlinks. And the reason is that you can't control backlinks. Like if you are the main resource for cheap car insurance in Detroit, then organically, naturally, people will link to you for those keywords whenever they are writing a blog post or whenever they're writing something online about it. But according to Google, they use thousands of different signals, they call them, to determine which page should rank the highest. And that's something, of course, they know because they have analytics. So they know which websites have a lot of traffic. So that could be one of their signals, right? Okay, so if this website get a lot of traffic, we'll rank it slightly higher. But they have to be careful with those kind of signals, because there are people spending their lives studying, trying to determine what signals Google are using, right? And if they find out, oh, we just have to have a lot of traffic, then our website will rank higher. Then they will generate a bunch of fake traffic just to get their website to rank higher. And so anything that is kind of exposed to the world that Google is using in order to rank a website, people will try to abuse it. People will try to find a way that they can affect that their website gets higher. And one of the things that is most difficult to abuse is backlinks. And for that reason, I believe it'll still be, and it still is, the most important factor for ranking, and always will be, unless we can think of some other new factor. Of course, signals from social media also is relevant, but really it's authority backlinks. So it's backlinks from good quality pages and from sites that themselves have many backlinks. That's kind of how it works. More people vote for your page, the more vote your page has to give to the world. So and that's kind of part of it as well. That's why we only allow placing backlinks on high quality pages. You have to have some votes to share out before we will put a backlink on your website. So purely said, it is the most important factor for ranking, in my opinion. And that in itself should tell you how much power it has, because if you can rank higher than your competitors in Google, it can mean the difference of millions, if not billions, depending on your business that you're in, to rank the highest for certain keywords. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right. So I wanted to just share. Let's see here. You should be able to see my screen. I'm just on the homepage of Automatic Backlinks, and you can see that yourself. There's nothing special here, but what I wanted to just explain to you is that on www.automaticbacklinks.com, this is a WordPress website. So it's nothing special. It's just a standard WordPress website. As soon as you want to go to log in, you go to dashboard.automaticbacklinks.com, and that is the Joomla 1.0 installation. And this is it's heavily modified, like I say, but it really is just a Joomla 1.0, and it has we've developed extensive interfaces for you to see and manage every part of Automatic Backlinks from within this interface. And the thing about Automatic Backlinks is that it's kind of like a living being. If a new person signs up with a huge website with lots of pages, then suddenly we have new places to place backlinks, and we will start placing backlinks. And then that means we're spending link credit that somebody had already reserved, right? And it means that the site owner will suddenly earn link credit, and he in turn has a campaign that he wants to place backlinks on. So we start playing more backlinks. So when we have a new site, we get kind of like a positive wave, and the same when somebody leaves, we get like a negative wave that suddenly people are moving backlinks from your page because they don't have enough link credit. So that we get these kind of waves up and down that kind of roll through the system. And the whole time, the whole system, there's cron, if you know what that is, but there's like automated processes every minute that are checking. Try to find a link for this user, try to find a link for this user, try to match up this person's requirements for a link to see if we can find it somewhere. And they're constantly chewing through the system and trying to spend what the link credit that people have and finding matches, right? Because there's quite a lot of factors that goes into what makes a good link. Like I said, the language, the topic, all of those things. And even stuff like, oh no, this user already placed 2 backlinks on this website, and that was the maximum he wanted to, so you can't. And there's systems in place to help debug that and to figure out, because it's a very complex system to try and match up those links. So this is the system here. We have a dashboard. It's not the prettiest, but it works. Here you can see the cron jobs. So this is just to monitor that they're actually running. You can see we have 80 seconds ago we ran a pull links. You can see how long each of them takes. We can see here the latest link placed. When did that happen? When did we last check a page? Just to monitor that everything is happening in the system. You can set a bunch of stuff. There'll be a detailed handover, of course, to the buyer explaining all of these things, and will be available for a while as well, answering any questions you may have as you take it over. You can see some important stats up here. We currently have 438 active live sites in the system that have an availability of 45,000 pages, and on those pages we've placed 3,822 backlinks out of a possible 173,000 spots. And this link credit available, it's a little bit strange, this number, but it's not totally accurate, but it indicates how much you can actually sell. You could sell up to, this number will go down as you start selling more and more link credit. So yeah, it has a huge, even it's quite small at the moment, but it still has a huge potential for what you can sell. Then we have users. It's just simply a list of the users in the system. These are the Automatic Backlinks users that are currently active, and you'll see we currently have about 10,000 users. Now, that's everybody who's just registered and then decided it wasn't for them and never came back. And it's anybody who's logged in with them within the last 12 months, I think. If we go up into the actual user manager of Joomla, so it's not like an automatic backlink screen, then we have we're quite aggressive at deleting users. If they don't log in after a while, we'll delete them, but we don't actually delete them. We just mark their email address with deleted. And so you have access to all these 121,000 users that have used the system throughout the history. I know that some buyers are interested in emailing those or setting up a newsletter or something like that, and that can be used. Although I think you have to ask for permission if setting up a new newsletter. But you are allowed to contact them and ask if they're interested in joining. Let's see, components, ABC. So ABC, whenever you see that, that's really automaticbacklinks.com, ABC. We have the users, we have the sites. These in here you can, so if there's a site, if there's a site you want to look at, then you have here all the ones begin having the word site in them. And so you can filter and search, and you can find sites in, let's see, in entertainment industry, and we can see one here that is active. Documentaryfilms.net is participating. They have 450 pages, and they have some errors which could indicate that the system is not working so well for them. You can click control here. You can do that in many different lists, pages, sites, users, and you log in as that user. So let's just try that. So now I'm logged in as this user, right? Documentary films, you can see, is there. They have 73 links placed on their 450 pages. They've earned on that website, they've earned 175 link credit. And I mean, this is their interface. This is how they see it, right, when they're logged in and managing everything. And they can go in here and see, and on this page here, they have the most amazing chicken sounds how to decode its meaning. That's a link that is placed on this particular page on their website. and they've earned 4.43 link credit by placing that, right? And that was done 153 days ago in the topic of science. So the link is science link, but the setting of the site was entertainment, right? So that means that they both, the site owner said, I'm willing, my site topic is entertainment, but I'm willing to place science backlinks on my site. Or they probably in this case said any kind of topic. And the owner of the backlink have said, I'm willing to place my science link on any kind of topic, or at least on entertainment websites. And I mean, we could go and look at this website and try to find out where, yeah, there you go. Here's the little automatic backlinks, most amazing chicken sounds and how to decode its meaning, right? So this is a link from this website to another website, and that is placed using automatic backlinks. So that's basically how that system works. Let's see if we can talk about something else interesting. Pages. So you have all these concepts. You have the sites that have pages. Sorry, was somebody wanted to ask a question?
You mentioned something about errors. What was that about? Like you said, some errors. Yeah.
Let's see. So it's one of the things that our automatic software does all the time is checks whether or not the person is actually still displaying the link. Because imagine they uninstall our code, then of course they should no longer be earning the link credit for displaying the link on their website, right? So these errors are errors for that. And eventually you can see it has actually been added. It's been running for 8 years. So it's actually not that many errors. Over 8 years, we have experienced, maybe their server has not been so good, and we've experienced 2,299 times that we were unable to find backlinks on their website. That could be because their server didn't respond. So if they're on a cheap server, then sometimes it's going to be down and it doesn't respond. It could also be that they had a while that the server was down for quite a long time, and that has caused the errors. But it's basically errors in us checking and verifying that backlinks are on their website. And we use that internally in our algorithm to try and find out which sites work well and which are more problematic, because if they work well, we are slightly higher. We increase the odds of us using that, but of trying to place backlinks on that particular site, because we know it works well. Does that answer your question? Okay, we have somebody else joining. Hello, Gordon. We're in the middle of the presentation, so just sit back and listen, and if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask.
Thank you.
I'll just mute you. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a list of the sites. We also have pages that you can look at, and of course each site has many pages. You just saw one site that had 450 pages. So here we have, yeah, this is not correct, this number here. I think this number is calculated incorrectly, and it's probably page, because I think we have up here, oh yeah, we have 45,000 pages. So I think this number is the number of pages that you can go to. But you wouldn't sit and page through this. It's because we're only looking entertainment, that's why. So we have 3,861 pages in entertainment. If I say any topic, hopefully it will match. Yeah, now it matches the 45,000 that we have up here. And here you could, I wouldn't say that we would normally use this a lot. We would use it for maybe trying to find out why is no backlinks being placed on a certain page, and you can try and place a backlink. So we could see here, we could try and, we have a page here called Sudoku Puzzle Printable, and we can try and click place, right? So this happens all the time. In our system, we'll try to do this all the time automatically, but we can do it manually as well, especially aimed at debugging. So instantly you'll be able to see, we're looking for a link for this page, error, the page is not active. So the owner has either deactivated the site or deactivated this particular page and says he doesn't want any backlinks placed on this page. So that's obviously why it doesn't have any backlinks. Well, let's try and find one that is actually active and is not manual. Here we have one that already error the page. Okay, so here's a page that is not sufficiently well ranking. It does not have enough ranking. You can see the majestic rank is 0, right? That happens all the time. Pages will get rank and they'll lose rank, and they'll get rank and they'll lose rank. So let's try and look at some of these instead to try and see if we can, hopefully we cannot place a link because the system should have automatically placed the link. But I think you'll get an indication of how complicated it is to find a link for a page. So let's try. The site is not active. Okay. Let's see here. Let's try and place one here. The site is not active. I was hoping to find something. Maybe we can find a site. Do we have a place? Yeah, we can try to find a site in here that is active, and then try to find. So here I can now see this is active and it has 12 pages. So I can click on that, and now I only see those pages. Right? So now I could try and place a backlink on one of these pages. It doesn't have sufficient majestic rank. Let's find one that has. This one should have. Yeah. Okay. So here we have a page. Now we're trying to. Typically, you do this in a debugging situation where you're like, why the user complaining that no backlinks are being placed on this site? Why? Right. So you go in and look, and it could be one of the issues we've run into. You don't have a sufficient majestic rank. We only place backlinks on good pages, right? Or you've paused, you've deactivated the site, so you can't. But anyway, we are looking for a link for the page, for this page, right? So we know that it's going to cost 2.73 link credit to place a backlink. So we only take into account users who have that amount of link credit available. And then we load 2,930 backlink variations that potentially have that amount of link credit. Of those, only 457 accepts to be placed on the majestic rank that is so low as 273. Some of them say, oh, I only want to be placed on majestic rank 5 or above, right? And out of those 160, they only want to be placed on the topic travel, vacation, holiday, and real estate, which are the 3 topics for this page. And out of those, 97 are from campaigns that have not reached their daily limit of backlinks. Right. So some campaigns have already, most people like to slow down so they don't get too many backlinks too quick. So out of the 160, only 97 have not already spent what they wanted to today. And then out of those 97, 0 of them wishes to be placed in English. Right? So they want to be placed in other languages. And that means we were unable to find a link for the page. So that's one of the ways we do it in the system. We look for pages that could have backlinks, and then we try to find backlinks from. But another thing we also do is we look at users who have link credit available. Here's one of us, 1,200 link credit available, right? And then we try to spend their link credit. I know this guy. You can see he has 186 campaigns, and none of them are active. You can see he's paused all of his campaigns because he has enough backlinks. He doesn't want to get any more. But if we look at this one, for instance, he has no campaigns. This one, no campaigns. This one, no active campaigns. So that's, we should be finding link credit, or we should be finding these backlinks for people if they do. Here, No active campaigns. Let's try and see here. No campaigns. So these are, we give away, after people have been signed up for 3 or 4 days, we send them an email and we give them 10 free link credits so they can try it out. So a lot of them will not actually have. Yeah, it looks like everybody has paused their campaigns, which is why it becomes difficult finding. Here's no campaign has budget to spend. Yeah, so this guy has an active campaign, but it has already spent. He said, "I only want to spend 50 link credit in this campaign or whatever," and it's already spent that. Again, this is mostly used for when we're debugging. So somebody says, "Why am I not getting any backlinks? I have set up a campaign." Then you can click here, and you can see detailed why they're not getting any backlinks. In this case, they paused all their campaigns. I don't want to go in and unpause it because there's probably a reason why they paused their campaigns. They don't want to get any more backlinks right now. Yeah, it's a little bit strange that they pause them all, but I guess that's up to them. Then we have a log. So we log a lot because, again, it's like this live system. You can see that we attempted to spend some link credit on your account, but could not do so as all your campaigns are inactive. So this is actually a message that we will email to the user. And this was just me trying that, clicking on it. But it also happens automatically. And so the log, when you click log, you can see everything we kind of tell people and what we tell ourselves, because the admin log here are for our own internal thing, and that you can access here. And here you can see, I mean, we're using something called Customer IO to automatically send emails to people whenever 3 days after they sign up. We try to encourage them to get active in the system, and we, whenever they log in, we update them in Customer IO. But here you can see we've removed a link from user ID this number that was placed, and because the backlink was no longer found on the page, then we removed that placement, right? We're constantly checking the system to make sure everything works. And here we fixed the problem with link ID from the head count of 7, but should be 8. So there's little integrity checkers that are constantly, and there's a whole log that explains what's happening in the background. Yeah, stats seems to be a bug here. I have not honestly looked at this for years, obviously. So there's a little, I think we used to be able to see, I think maybe. Looks like that's broken at the moment. Rank. That's just the dashboard. Topics. I think that's a page where you can see. So here you can see how the sites are, which topics they are, right? So you can see one of the big topics here is arts and craft. It has 20% of our pages. We also have a lot of vacation and holiday pages. One thing to note is adult entertainment. It used to be quite big, but it's not so big at the moment. Food and drink. So adult entertainment and products, that is isolated. So if you pick that as your topic, you cannot be placed on the others. So they kind of have their own little mini universe. I think I'm running out of things to say. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, so feel free to ask now if you want to see something specific.
Sorry, it's Sebastian here. How are you?
Hola, ¿qué tal?
In English, so the others can also listen. But I would prefer in Spanish for sure. So my question is about the system, and I have been reviewing other backlinks platforms. They usually don't use this 9 to 10 system, free backlinks to get free credit. They usually sell you like packages of quality backlinks. So the business model is different, mostly. So how can you compare? Why did you choose this kind of mostly free credit system?
Because it works. It gives you the platform. So if I was only selling, where would I get the links from?
Yeah.
I don't have 200 websites that I can sell backlinks on. That's what the others do. They have really low quality, automatically now AI generated websites, right? Like I could, with AI and a couple of days work, I could generate 10,000 websites. No problem, right? I just need the server capacity to host them. And then I can sell you backlinks on those pages, but they're worth nothing, right? You don't get any. Google is very good at determining and seeing this is not real. Nobody's linking to these websites. They're talking about stuff, cheap car insurance or whatever it is. They're not real. So I'm not going to give any weight to the backlinks on those pages. Well, we have a real site that has real ranking, and we get that inventory, if you want, by allowing free users to use our platform.
That was what I the same logic was my reasoning about this thought. And how many users did you got? New users you got last month?
Last what?
Last month.
Let's see.
And where do they come from? Do they come from Google searching or any platform or marketing campaigns in particular?
They will probably, I can't filter here, but I should be able to filter here in user manager. No, I can't. No. I thought there would be a registered date. There's not. So I couldn't tell you. One place. In here, do we have a date? We don't. No. I thought I could just look that up, but I can't. They will come from various different places. Google advertising, we spend about $50 a month. We could spend a lot more. But as I've not been able to focus on the site, I don't want to spend any more. And so we haven't been spending a lot on that. But then they also come from these websites. Let me take you. So we have Linkspur, which all these sites are also included in the sale, right? Because they're just, so this is a link directory, right? We have thousands of websites in this link directory that people automatically they submit, and the reason they do that is because they want backlinks, and that's what we identified. We identified the people who really ought to be using automatic backlinks are the people who go to link directories. So let's make our own link directory. So we did this, and then we plastered it everywhere with advertisement for automatic backlinks, and it works really well. We get lots of users from these websites. We have linkspurt.com. We have linksbull.com, I think. Linkspool.com, that's also ours, and it's in there. And then you have do follow directory, which is the site is also included. You'll see that there's advertisement for automatic backlinks. So that's where we get most of our users from. Also, we do spend a little bit of link credit on ourselves in the platform, which means our backlink is on some of the sites, but not very many. We're very selective with that. But I would imagine most come from Google Ads and from these sites. And I probably, if I just stop presenting, I could probably go directly into the database. I just can't share when I do that. And I can tell you how many users we've had in the last month. Gordon, you have a question?
I do. Hi. So the money that's coming in right now, it's all coming through PayPal, right?
Correct.
And how much are we looking at subscriptions and how much at one-off payments?
There's no one-off payments. Everything is subscriptions, and it's about 800, 900 a month at the moment.
Yeah, the issue is PayPal does not allow transferring those subscriptions to other accounts. So basically, that money would be lost.
It wouldn't be lost. We could sign some kind of,
Contract that you transfer that money for
Exactly.
a while. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not a
exactly.
problem. Okay, we can do that. And another question, if I may. Well, subjectively, in what state do you feel that the code is in? Is it spaghetti or a little bit better?
Some of it is clearly spaghetti, but a lot of it, like 3 or 4 years ago, we rewrote a lot, and it's very object oriented. Our code, right? Yeah, I would say mostly. I mean, we know what we're doing development wise, but it's old, so it's old code. So, but it's maintainable. I would say the biggest challenge in that regard is understanding what the hell's going on, right? Because there's so many things that are running all the time. But the code itself is pretty decent. We can take a look at some of it if you want.
No, I mean, I understand there's a lot of code and it's old, and we usually do WordPress. We specialize in WordPress projects, so it would be awesome if it's WordPress based. It's not, but yeah, I think we can manage. I mean, a week or two, and we should be good with it, right?
Yeah, so the thing is, it's model view controller based to a large extent, right? Because that's how Joomla does
Yeah,
it.
works. Yeah.
Well, I say that, but actually some things are more like intertwined. No, it is largely model view controller based. Anyway, let me just see here. I think I can share my screen again. I'm in the actual database, and I just wanted to see if we look at users. Because I'm quite sure. Let me see. Why does it not show the main user? There we go. Just users is the main table, and I think there should be a register date. Yes. So if we search in this, we should be able to see register date larger than 1 month ago, right? That's basically what we want. So July, so we go the 13th of June. That should give us an account. And so we have the last month, 585 new registered users.
So 500 users in the last 30 days, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's decent.
And yeah, then it becomes a matter of, and that's one thing we've not been good at, is converting and maintaining and doing those kind of nurturing things.
Ken, how many emails do you get per day or week or?
Hardly any. I would say we get about 2 or 3 per week.
Okay, that's yeah.
Well, now that I think about it, we might get a few more because we have something called installation service, where we offer for free to install it on people's servers, but they have to give us the username and password to their control panel or whatever, and then we can install it on their WordPress website or whatever, if they don't know how to do it themselves. And those we get, including those, we probably get more like 5 a week or something like that. Yeah. But it's very little. Most people check it out themselves, and that's where I think you could be much more proactive. You could reach out to people. Hey, I see you looked at it, and if you need any help, let me know, whatever. People are obviously curious about it, and want it. It's just the type of users you get who use this are people who've just developed a website and they're like, nobody can find me Google. What am I supposed to do about it? That's one type of user. The other type are professional SEO people who can see the value in this and who can turn this into a business, right? Because they can sell what we can provide them. They can sell for much more to their customers. So we have those two kind of users, in my opinion.
I see. Thank you.
All right. Any more questions?
For someone who is not technical, because some of the things you guys were talking, I realized I don't know what to do about that. What would you advise if I wanted to still go ahead with this project? And
if you like this project, I would advise you to either find a good PHP developer or hire my company.
Oh, I can hire your company?
You can hire us. That's what we do every day. Is we develop PHP-based systems, and of course we know the system better than anybody. So you have that option as well. I mean, honestly, I would even be interested in partnering with somebody who would like take half ownership, would pay a little bit, half the price of what is for sale for. And then they would run it. They would do the marketing. They would do the nurturing. They would do the caring. There would be a product manager for it, and we would supply some development hours into it. That I would be open to that as well, because I really believe in the site and in the system. I just don't have the time to do it justice, if that makes sense.
Understood. And that's actually a very good point. Thank you.
Soren, where is this website hosted?
It's currently hosted on a cPanel server, if you know what that is, with Contabo, which is a German hosting company, and it's just hosting on a shared server that we have.
And can it be moved?
It's easy. It's easy to move. Yeah.
Or can it be moved to an Amazon or whatever?
It can. If you want to pay a lot of money, you can move it to Amazon. But I would recommend to get a VPS or something like that, because that's really all that's required.
Are we looking at gigabytes or terabytes for the database?
Good question. Let me just. I'll stop presenting. I will go back into the. Here we go. Let's see. For the whole automatic backlinks, it uses 5 gigabytes. And that's for both of those websites, right? And let me just see. So it's actually not a lot. And I'm even surprised it uses that much. But let me just see disk usage here. I can share that. So, oops. Wrong one. So we have a staging site, so it's kind of duplicated in that sense. Email accounts. It seems like we have an email account that takes up almost a gigabyte. It probably just return bounced emails or something like that. We have logs that takes up 500 megabytes. You can see the WordPress website, 200 megabytes. And yeah, 5 gigabytes in total. But I think a lot of that is in the home directory now. I don't see where all of this adds up to. Oh, there. So the database itself is 2.2 gigs. Not a lot. Any more questions?
What
Are
was the-
we?
So sorry, Gordon. Yes, ask you.
Yeah, thank you. Are we looking at some serious bandwidth or nothing serious, like a few gigs per day, something like that?
I can look at that too. Let me just see. I think we have meter bandwidth, or maybe we don't. Let me just see. Huh. Maybe I can see bandwidth. Okay, so we have the main site has transferred in, so let's go back June because that's the whole month of June. 10 gigabytes. That's for the WordPress website, and then, or maybe that's for the whole thing. No, I think that's the WordPress website. The WordPress website uses a lot more gigabytes than the actual main website, which uses 705 megabytes of bandwidth for a month of June. So bandwidth should not be an issue either. It does. So what takes up bandwidth, I would imagine, is that we're constantly going up, checking, and seeing if websites are still having their backlinks placed, right?
Yeah, in regards to checking those backlinks, we are, I assume, looking at some kind of a cron job. I don't know, it does like, let's say 1,000 checks an hour or something like that. Does it ever get behind schedule? Do you ever have problems with it catching up?
No, we run it a lot slower than that. So we will check a backlink once a week or something like that. Because it's not super important that we check it all the time. Once we discover that it's not there, then we simply remove it and they lose their link credit, and nobody's interested in doing that. So no, it's not a hard thing. I don't think we've ever been behind on that. Maybe in the past, if we've decided to try and do it more frequently, there's been like, whoa, that's a lot, but then we've just slowed it down. I don't think that has ever been an issue, but a good question. Yes.
Yes. When was the peak of the active users of the website? In which year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm trying to get together from our accountant. I've asked them to put together all the income over the years, but because it's been mixed together with everything else in our business, I don't have it at hand, and I think that would give you the best overview. It was probably 2012, something like that. And at that point, we were making profit $16,000 a month. I think that was the most we ever got up to. That was happy days.
Yeah, sure, happy days. How did you get so many users at that time?
Well, Google Ads helped us at that time. We were spending a bit on that because we could see that it was working. But also we got, there was some press and we were ranking really high. The website itself, there was something back then called Alexa Top Ranking. It's like a website that ranks website. And we were number 60,000 in the world. Like we were the 60,000th best ranking website in the world. And that's because we were using our own ranking tools, but also people were linking to it because it was interesting and new. But I think most of it probably through forums and then through Google Ads. Anything else? Now's the time.
Thank you, Soren. For me. That's everything I have. If I have any more questions, I will let you know.
Great. All right.
Yeah, also thank you very much for your time. One last question. Would you be willing to send over one PHP file, let's say one controller? So one file that means nothing on its own, but that would show me in what kind of state the code is in. Would you be willing to do that?
Yes, I could do that. If I'm allowed to be a little selective. I won't send you the worst.
Yeah, please. Yeah, sure. Okay. Don't send me the worst one. Okay.
It's like airing out your dirty underwear, you know. Because I'm a developer myself, you know, and we are a technical development house, and some of this was developed many years ago. So, but yeah, I'll post it on the site for everybody to see if you want.
Okay, thank you. You have me on the Flippa DMs. So please do send it over, and I just DM'd you if you have the recording for the first 30 minutes that I've missed. I would like to see it.
Yes, it is being recorded, so that should not be an issue. It usually takes a little bit after the meeting for it to be available, but then I'll post it.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All righty. All right. Well, thank you so much for showing up for this little impromptu webinar. I hope it was enlightening, and I'm looking forward to seeing all your crazy bits. All right.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, thank you.